one of the best parts really about being in Crocker is that it's so risk-free to innovate. Not only is it kind of protected in a classroom, but you're also paid for your time that you give to innovating. And it's really, the stipend is an awesome feature of Crocker. And so we wanted to chat a little bit about how do you view the stipend and how can you use the stipend to help you figure out how much time to put into Crocker. To illustrate this, we're going to kind of describe a fake team. This team is made up of a few team members, and they meet on a regular basis to work. And we're going to see how the stipend helps indicate about how much time do you think that they really should be spending. So the first team member is named Billy. He comes to each of the meetings on Saturday for 1 hour apiece, or for 3 hours on a Saturday, maybe from 10 to 1. And for the 10 weeks that he's in Crocker, he ends up spending about 30 hours for Crocker. Now he doesn't do any work outside of the meeting on Saturday, so that's why he only has 30 hours. He gets paid his stipend, and we'll talk about what his time was worth in a minute. Rose is another team member. She goes to the 3 hour meeting on Saturday and then works an additional 5 hours. Maybe that's 5 hours on Saturday, or it's 1 hour every day. It doesn't matter for her. It works out to be about 8 hours a week for 10 weeks, so she has about 80 hours. Tony is the rock star of the team. He spends the 3 hours on Saturday plus 2 hours every day during the week. Maybe he spends some of that time with Rose. Maybe he does it all on his own. In any case, he spends about 13 hours each week on Crocker for 10 weeks, giving him about 130 hours. So all of these team members are paid the same stipend. And so if we think about how much they're paid per hour, we see that Billy's paid $41 an hour, Rose is paid $15 an hour, and Tony is paid $10 an hour. Obviously, people's time is worth different values, and it is individual about how much time you should spend in Crocker. But it's unlikely that Billy was really worth $41 an hour. He would have had to have been, some genius in that 3 hours he was working that he could accomplish $41 worth of work. Rose may very well be worth about $15 an hour, and so it's appropriate for her to spend about 8 hours each week. Similarly for Tony, spending 13 hours is a good use of his time because he is used to being paid about $10 an hour. This is only one way to look at the stipend, as a way to help figure out how much time you should spend working on your team. More importantly, though, is that the stipend isn't really meant to pay you for every hour you spend on Crocker. It's meant to help make it easier to spend time. Tony, for example, may be worth about $15 an hour just like Rose is, but he knows that the extra 5 hours he spends on Crocker help him become an entrepreneur. And so all that extra time is really free to him, and the stipend is just helping kind of offset what really needs to happen, which is the 8 hours or so that he had to give up at work. It's all individual for everybody, and it's something that you should discuss as a team vocally to really talk about what's expected of each team member and how much work should be done. The workload is going to change over the course of the semester. Every presentation, it kind of ramps up right before the presentation. The final presentation and the paper are really, pretty time intensive. But everybody should be looking to spend as much time as they can developing the skills they need to be as an innovator. And this is one way to look at the stipend. Hopefully it helps you and your teams to kind of figure out about how much time you're worth, and to help also justify the amount of time that you spend in Crocker. Good luck.